Gentlemen, my lady, you'll always remember this as the day you almost caught Captain Jack Sparrow.
Captain Flint.
Shit. Hello and welcome back to Geek Exchange. It's been a while since we've done one of these videos, but I feel like it's time to kind of revive the series and start doing more. It's the holiday right now, so I've got a lot of free time, a lot of time to do these, and really do them to a top quality level. Normally kind of other things get in the way, but right now I can settle down and focus on doing this series because it is a series that I like to do, and I think it's one that could be popular if I did put enough time into it. So here we go. We've done Wolf Among Us so far. I have a few more planned for the future, but this one, as you'll tell by the title, is on Black Sails. Now this is a show which is sorely underrated. It's on currently, it's on its second series, but it's got renewed for a third one in the future, and it's one that not a lot of people know about, but it's one that's current, so you can kind of still watch it and still be part of the kind of experience of waiting for episodes, of kind of waiting for new things. Some people like waiting for new episodes, some people like watching kind of the final product, but maybe you like it, maybe you don't. But the fact of the matter is, it's on currently, it's on Starz, and it's also on Amazon Prime. Now Starz is the kind of cable show it's shown on, and you can watch it on there easily enough, but I don't know if it's available in every country, so the alternative would be to watch it on Amazon Prime. That's where I saw it, but I do believe they put the first episode on YouTube, strangely enough, which is a good move on their part. Like that would kind of get people kind of hype about it, get people interested, and then they would watch the later episodes. And doing it for free on YouTube is also a very good thing. I don't know if it was for free, but I assume it was because it's YouTube. But YouTube does have a paid service as well, so don't quote me on that. The fact of the matter is, it was on YouTube in some capacity. So what is Black Sails? It's a strange beast. There's been a lot of shows recently which are akin to Game of Thrones. Tudors, Marco Polo, and now Black Sails. I'm sure there's more, but those are the main three I know. Tudors, Marco Polo, and Black Sails. Now they follow the same kind of model as Game of Thrones. They're not similar in story, really, but they're similar in the fact that they're kind of an adult series, and they have like nudity, and they have like all these aspects that a cynical person could argue were to sell more views, were to get people like to watch. Here, watch this show because there's naked people, and that's what people kind of criticize Game of Thrones on. That it's just gets so popular because it's naked people, but if you want to see naked people, there are better alternatives. There's the internet. So like, why you would criticize it for having people who are naked on it is strange, because if people wanted to watch that, they wouldn't go and watch an adventure show to see that. They would go somewhere else where that's the main focus. They wouldn't go sit through an hour of story for the off chance that that happens. So yeah, it has that element. So if you don't like that in your show, if you kind of uptight, or if you're kind of religious, you might not like it. Or if you're a kid or you have kids, I wouldn't recommend it. It's based on the story of Treasure Island, but it's based loosely. Sort of how Prometheus was based on Alien. It's the same vein. It's kind of loosely based in that world, but I wouldn't say it's connected. It's supposed to be a prequel, but set a decade beforehand. So a decade, there's a lot of stuff that could happen in between that time. A decade's a long time. So yeah, it's loosely connected, but I would say it's in that world, but there's no real connection. It's more adult, as I said, and the things that happen in the show wouldn't happen in the bloody book, let's be honest. So if you like the book and you're watching this because there's a connection, because it's a prequel of sorts, don't, it's not similar. I mean, you can watch it, but just don't expect it to be similar to the source material. It's a very kind of loose adaptation. Now the story is strange. It's hard to tell who's the protagonist of it all, and it's hard to tell who's the antagonist. Very much similar to Game of Thrones. I'm going to connect it to that quite a lot, not in a bad way, just because it's a similar genre, and in the end of the day, it's a similar show. You could say it was a poor man's Game of Thrones, but I really like it, which is why I'm doing a video about it. I really like it, I feel like more people should watch it, and I feel like the channel it's on is partly to blame for why it's so unpopular. I think a fair amount of people watch it, but Starz isn't like HBO. You're not going to get a lot of viewership on HBO, and I understand me doing this video isn't going to necessarily help them, but hopefully it has a positive impact, if any. You know what I mean? So the basic story is about Captain Flint, and Captain Flint is a kind of merciless captain. He's 3D. He has like a softer side. He has like a wife character that he has to go back to, and he has like a former life before he was a pirate that you hear about that I won't spoil. But he's more than a pirate. But for the most part, he is a kind of anti-hero of sorts. You follow his crew throughout their adventures, and they try and become rich and just make a name for themselves, really. I mean, Captain Flint's already a popular guy back at the port, but he wants to be more than that. He wants to be revered as the Captain King, and he wants to be like kind of the big man around the town. And a lot of pirates don't like that. They want to be like kind of everybody's equal, and that is the mindset of a lot of piracy, is that every man is equal. There's no kind of upper class or lower class. It's just whatever you do is what you are known for. So say you kill 1,000 men, then you're popular. You're not popular because of your namesake. You're popular because of you yourself. And it's a good mentality. I won't go into the kind of politics of it all, but that's what they think, and that's how they kind of sort themselves out. Every man fends for himself, and every man has to kind of make a name for himself. Otherwise you're nobody. And Flint wants to be the king, and it's kind of going against what everybody thinks, and he's merciless in how he does it and how he kind of gets his goal. But he's not the main character, I would say. There's a few main characters, there's a few main guys, but he's not the pivotal guy. People say that the first person on camera is the protagonist. If that's true, that might be him. But I feel like John Silver might be the main character. John Silver is on a separate ship at the start, and Captain Flint attacks said ship, but Silver kind of worms his way onto their crew and becomes one of them. It's a very interesting thing. That's not a spoiler. It happens in the first episode, and it's in the blurb, it's in everything. So John Silver joins their crew in order for his own personal gain. So again, a lot of characters are kind of good and bad. They're kind of all anti-heroes. I mean, they're pirates at the end of the day, so they're not going to do the right thing. They're going to get gold. They're going to get whatever they can get, you know? So you have John Silver escaping his old ship when it's attacked and worming his way onto this crew so that he can survive and eventually become rich. I'm not too sure if John Silver's in Treasure Island. You'd have to look into it. I've never read Treasure Island, but I have a funny feeling he isn't. I remember the name. So if he's in Treasure Island, that shows that he doesn't die. Might be a spoiler. If he's not, then forget about it. You'd have to read Treasure Island to know what's happening. I should probably say that from the get-go. I haven't read it, and I still really enjoy the show. It is very much like Game of Thrones with pirates. It's more than that. The story's really good. It's about them tracking down a galleon with loads of gold in it, and they try to get this galleon, try to chase it down, and do so by any means possible. And there's a lot of kind of character stuff as well. It's not just about that. You have Jack, who's a really cool character. He's a minor character, I'd say, but he has really interesting stuff, especially in season 2. There's this kind of plot twist that happens, and there's this kind of development of his character. It's kind of fucked up. It's not Jamie and Cersei fucked up, but it's a bit weird. So I'm not going to spoil what happens, but if you get up to season 2, which I hope you do, you'll know what I mean. Something happens which is a bit naff. Antagonist-wise, I'd say Captain Vane, for the starting part at least, is an antagonist. He's kind of a merciless captain, but worse than Flint. He does whatever he can to kind of get his own stuff, and he doesn't care about what's good or bad. He'll kill a child if that means he gets gold. So I'd say he is the antagonist for a lot of the time. But at the end of the day, they're all pirates. They're all in the same group. You could argue that the antagonists are the Spaniards and the English, but at the same time, they don't make many appearances. I think there's a few times they appear, granted, but for the most part, the Spaniards and the English don't play a big part in the whole kind of scheme of things. It's more about how the pirates survive on Providence Island and how they kind of deal with this new world and this new kind of every man for himself mentality. But yeah, I would say technically it's the Spaniards and the English, but really, if anybody, it's Charles Vane. But there isn't really any antagonists. The characters are very well kind of done. They're all 3D. So one man's antagonist is another man's protagonist. You know what I mean? It's a matter of opinion at the end of the day. Flint, who could be seen as the kind of good guy of the whole thing, is a bit of a dick. So again, he might not even be the right guy. You don't know. It's whatever you think it is. So whilst Flint tries to go after the gold on the Spaniard galleon, he tries to chase down the Urca, and you get whatever on that. There's also other characters with different agendas. The island of the pirates is every man for himself, as I said, but it does have some structure to it, and that is through the family known as the Guthries. And Eleanor Guthrie is the governor of that place, and she's in charge of what happens. She's in charge of cargo holds. She's in charge of the whole kind of thing, really. And she didn't come over there as a pirate. Her father was in charge, then he retired and she took over. And it's a good kind of female character type thing, because she's a female character, and especially in that time, she would have a lot of kind of backlash for being a female. But she doesn't rely on kind of sexuality, she doesn't rely on any of that kind of shit. She's the hard-ass kind of governor of the pirates. So I think that would be good from a feminist perspective, or just from any perspective, that there's a female character who isn't kind of overly sexualized and is just there because she's seen as a character, not just an object. So there you go, that's a cool thing that's in the show. That said, there are sex scenes, as I said, involving different characters, and she's one of them. So again, if you don't like that shit, fuck off. But her agenda is solely about the island. That's what she cares about. She wants to protect it. She wants to protect New Providence Island and make sure nobody else tries to kind of upset the balance of things. What she has there, what she has growing for her, is very good. And if somebody, such as the bloody Spaniards, come along, it'll be fucked. I think her main worry, if it is taken over by English, or Spaniards, or anybody, is that if they take over, she'll be a woman. But among pirates, as I said, everybody's equal, even her. So she has equal footing among the men, and if the English come, that disappears. So that might be her kind of motivation for the whole thing. But there you go, that's Black Sails. Just a kind of brief mention of it to get you kind of hyped up for it. Didn't want to spoil too much. It's more to entice you to watch it. If you do watch it and you enjoy it, come back and tell us. If you don't enjoy it, come back and tell us. I'm interested to know what you all think of it. See you next time.